Today I'm here with up-and-coming artist Dez, here to talk about the legacy of fallen rapper Juice WRLD. How you doing today, Dez?
Doing good, man.
That's good, that's good. So kind of tell us how you first met Juice WRLD.
First time I met Juice, we were about 12, 13 years old. We was playing basketball for a church league. It was called the Church of Nazareth, I believe. In Chicago, in that Homewood, Flossmoor area. We played on two separate teams. I had never seen this kid in my life. And at the time, he was bigger than me. He played center. I think I was like a shooting guard or a power forward. And we played against each other in the championship game. It's pretty crazy. I actually ran into him again later on in life, at about in between the ages of 14 and 15, because we were both a part of 100 Black Men in Chicago, which is a mentoring group in Chicago. We had the same mentor, Fred Carter, who actually passed a week before Juice passed. Rest in peace, Fred Carter. And that's kind of where we got really close during these meetings and everything that we had. He introduced to me his hobbies and what he did, and I introduced what I did as well. And since then, we have been pretty cool.
What's up? My name is Malik Sims, senior at Pomona College, studying art. One of Jared's good friends from high school. We got tight. Friendship carried on all the way up until, his unfortunate death.
It's DJ, for anybody who don't know me. I met him in like 9th grade, and my first impression was he lit it than everybody else, like, as opposed to like getting turned, stuff like that, really. But he was always solid from day one.
We first met freshman year of high school, HF. We didn't have the same PE class, but we had the same time period for PE. So used to be in the locker rooms freestyling, messing around, motherfuckers just be playing in the locker room, whacking people's legs, throwing gym clothes around, all types of stuff, whatever. And, it's always some extra action going on in the locker room, but we used to be freestyling. If he wasn't messing with somebody on some troll shit, and, he rapping. So I used to rap with him. We used to have freestyle competitions just because it was fun. Everybody thought they could rap. Everybody was going. Everybody was trying to rap.
Said that I was a goon. He mixed the shit with the goblin, then I got off of the shrooms. I got the
about the problem, a nigga smoking on green. You know how I'm coming. That nigga always been on the scene, but you ain't seen the things that I've seen all in my dreams.
I'm Ivory, and I was friends with Jarad since 8th grade. I met him when I was 12 years old, and he was a new kid at school, so he didn't really know too many people. And I had talked to him once. I was just showing him around the school, but the moment we really hit it off was when he asked me about what type of music I listened to. And I said, I listen to a lot of rock, just giving him an honest answer. And he was like, oh, for real, me too. And I was naming off bands. I was like, 3 Days Grace, Pierce the Veil, and this kid knew all of them. And I was like, all right, well, it seemed pretty cool. He just hit it off. We were pretty cool after that. Found out he liked anime, he liked skating, video games. He had an Xbox. It was all nice. I had never met anybody like that, from my area that was into the same stuff as me, And it was a smaller school, so there's probably kids out there, but I just never really met anybody that I could relate to like that. It was pretty cool.
Hi, my name is Vinny. My friends call me VP. The energy and the vibes around Juice was, I'd have to say, electric, pure and real. You could just see it in him. It's funny because I remember going up to him one day when we were in the North Building. I'm like, yo, bro. It's yeah. I'm like, I see something in you. I don't know what it is, but keep doing what you're doing. And he was like, good looks, bro. And we shook up in the hallway. And I'll just never forget that moment. It's funny. He was special. He was one-on-one. Real rock star.
We had the same interest in a lot of things that we found out. Everything from girls, the type of girls, the things that like frustrate us about girls, music, of course. We talk about the things that's spoken about in music, you know what I'm saying, drugs, et cetera, et cetera. We talk about being, you know what I'm saying, irritating, whatever, you know, like talk about music, not just music as in that we would listen to, but I was in orchestra at the time. He was trying to do band. So like we was slight like music nerds at the time, trying to like, you know what I'm saying, figure out our way through high school, because high school, you know, it's there's definitely certain politics that you have to follow. Not that you have to follow, but there's definitely politics to high school that people expect other people to follow. And you know, it wasn't hard to notice that we were two of a few other kids, a lot of kids that didn't necessarily like match the status quo at the time. So we clicked just because all of our quote unquote oddities with social politics, like high school politics, aligned up.
I feel like he was unique in a lot of different ways, just for the simple fact that he wasn't like anybody, and he always wanted to get lit, like straight up, like any bad thing that happened, any good thing that happened, anything in the middle, just regular day, he always wanted to get lit and make the best out of any day that happened. And I feel like that rubbed off on some of us too.
Juice, I would say, he was very, very, very energetic. A great energy to be around. And he always made everyone around him just as hype. If you had a bad day, he's gonna bug you, he's gonna poke you until you begin to have a good day. Mm-hmm. The energy around him was always great. And he always made everyone around him feel like whatever they did, they was meant for greatness, and he never judged. Never judged. That's probably what I liked about him the most. Whatever I did, whatever I came to him with, he never judged me at all.
His energy was pretty crazy. He got in trouble a lot in school. He wasn't like a super bad kid or anything, but the school was pretty strict, so he got in trouble for like simple stuff. But yeah, we used to call him the Mayor Jarad because he got in trouble a lot. He used to get written up a lot, but the teachers always had love for him, which was crazy. He's a very likable person. I don't think anybody really had problems with him. He didn't really have problems with anybody else. He was just real likable. Like everybody, like just felt his vibe. Like as soon as he got there, like he was always himself, and he knew who he was, and everybody saw that, and everybody like gravitated towards it, I guess.
It was always good energy, always good vibes. He was I'm not gonna say he was a troublemaker, but like he definitely was like a troll, and like he kind of like led me to do more troll shit in high school too, like have more fun, like not take the I guess you could say the actual institutional politics too seriously, like not worrying about getting caught by the teacher, not worrying about getting in trouble. And that's the thing, like at the time I was like super into like, not even really super into my academics, but like, you know what I'm saying, I was on some academic shit, like AP classes, I was focusing on all that type of stuff, and he like really kind of like helped me like let loose a bit, like have more fun.
We used to talk on the phone all the time. Like the relationship we had, like a lot of people didn't really know like about our relationship. It was kind of like the reason why I liked it. Yeah. Like me and Juice used to talk like late nights from like 12 to like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, just about anything in life. And we would rap on the phone as well. And at the time, I didn't know how to freestyle at the time, so he would just be freestyling on the phone for hours, and I literally would type out written just to practice. So then just when I knew he would give me that call, or I would give him that call, like try to at least like match up with anything he was saying, you know what I'm saying?
His music was real. Everybody loved his music because it was real. Everybody loved his music because it was always words coming from the perspective of an 18-year-old, from the perspective of a 19-year-old, from the perspective of a 20-year-old, you know what I'm saying? In its entirety, you know what I mean? Like everything from the raunchiness of it, everything from like the lyrics, everything from the beats he's rapping over, everything from like, you know what I'm saying, the genre bending he was able to do, like the fact that he wasn't using tune like that too much, like he really had talents and gifts, musically inclined in so many ways. It was all too authentic, you know what I mean? Regardless of if you deny his regardless of if you like, you know, subjectively like his music, no one could deny his capacity to actually make good music. You know what I mean? Like, it's just too real. You can't deny it.
I think Jarad's music really had an impact on the world and his fans by showing other people that you're not alone when it comes to the fight of anxiety, depression, and mental illness, also drug addiction. And Jarad was really the poster child for that movement and showing other people that, you know, he could relate to you, and you could relate to him. Truly a special person, and just forever grateful.
The time he'd be like freestyling like all night. Like that's just something like he loved to do ever since I met him. Those hour-long freestyles are like, he used to do them at like 14, 15, 16 years old. Like he'd just be spitting all night, just on random beats, acapellas. Like he'd be like, oh, this how Wayne spit. He'd just start spitting like Lil Wayne. He'd be like, oh, this how Eminem spit. And just start saying the most ignorant shit like you ever heard. Like it was crazy. And I think right around like the time he started like doing it like regularly, that's when I realized like this kid's got like, he's pretty special. Like I feel like he's gonna make it far. Like everybody always has that friend that like makes music, but he was definitely something different.
I feel like he always had the talent because he could freestyle, like I said, for hours upon a time, and anywhere, any spot, at any moments. On the bus, if we got a shuttle bus, on the snow day, on the path, in the locker room, at the gym, in the cafeteria, in the lunch line, anywhere, really. Probably some more places. And it was all good. It was good freestyles. Like the shit was not weak. Like the nigga would be going out. So with that being said, and watching his work ethic that he had with his music too, I feel like, yeah, I could see him being great. Like, did I know it would be this big though? No. But could I see him being great? Yes.
I think we were on the phone freestyling. He was on the phone with me freestyling on different instrumentals. He started freestyling, I kid you not. I walked in the bathroom, washed my hands, washed my face.
Yeah.
I left my phone in my room while he was rapping. Went in the bathroom, washed my hands, washed my face, used the bathroom, came back to my room, he was still freestyling.
Still going.
He was still going.
Something he used to do a lot back in the day was put me on with good music. He always had an ear for like some of the best music I've ever heard in my life. He would always send it to me. And I tried to send him stuff, and like most of the time he'd already hear it or heard it. But stuff he would send me, like he introduced me to X, to Pete, like a whole bunch of artists. And like a lot of that stuff I still listen to this day. Like it was just, he just always had an ear for good music, and he always knew like what he wanted to listen to, and if he didn't like it, it's gone, he's on to the next track. Like, and even with his music, if he didn't like it, gone on to the next track. And he was real good at just finding like some of the best stuff you've ever heard in your life.
We were both big Tyler Creative fans at the time, so like used to be listening to we listened to like Old Goblin, like reciting verses, like from beginning to end of songs, like a bunch of Wayne, whatever. And all of that would like further inform my ability to freestyle. And like I said, I ain't gonna lie, if you check the stats, check the facts. Like I used to be watching shit with the freestyle shit. It's fun. I'm fucking up.
Look, I said, my mama got mad. I dropped codeine inside my orange soda. I'm in that bitch stoked, somebody hand her a Ricola. She handle babies better than the damn baby stroller.
Yeah.
I'm testing all these bitches like a damn tester roaster. I go to HF, the teachers be on straight meth. Really, I want straight sex. Well, fuck the pussy, straight neck. I disrespect, I grip protect like technical. I'm foul, boy. Meanwhile, I was a problem child, boy. God told me I had a problem. He said that I was a gone. He mixed the shit with the goblin, then I got off for the shrooms. I got the
about the robber, you know a nigga smoking on green. You know how I'm coming. That nigga always been on this scene, but you ain't seen the things that I've seen all in my dreams. I'm like a nigga that coming like Martin Luther King. You know how I'm stepping down the street. Niggas is screaming Black Lives Matter. This nigga look like a rat-a-tatter, but after that, I'ma come back like the aftermath of that last shit that I was saying.
First of all, his peers in high school, I feel like when he was rapping at first and he wasn't the Juice WRLD that the world knows, I feel like people was hating on him, and then it was kind of like a handful of people who was showing him love, for sure. But then it was like the majority was hating on him, and to answer the second question, when he got famous and he made it, it was like everybody who had a little something to say all wanted to rock behind him. And I feel like that was fluke, honestly, but that's what happened. that's what people really used to do, honestly, talk down on him. And then when he got famous, it was like everybody loved him. Like, it was the greatest thing ever, like, since sliced bread. But other than that, that's literally how it went.
He's the kind of person where it's like, it's not that he looked for a cosign from anybody, but he definitely valued, like, fitting in to a degree. And I think that was, like, always a major conflict of him in high school, at least. It's like figuring out, like, how to, like, quote unquote fit in, but also being in tune with what he's doing, because people would always say, like, he's biting, he doing this, he doing that. Like, people think about originality at HF at the time. It's like everyone appreciated it, but it always took a while for it to be, like, socially accepted until it became, like, the new trend, the new norm. You know what I'm saying?
I would say at the time, like, since I told you, like, I couldn't freestyle at the time. Not as good as him. Like, could not freestyle as good as him. So it was like, he always told me I was special.
Yeah.
Like, rapping him these rhythms that I wrote, he told me, like, on the phone, like, you be saying some of the greatest shit I've ever heard. Like,
Wow.
and that right there was everything to me. Even though he wasn't big yet, any of that, just hearing somebody that caliber say something to you, that encouraging, it brings me a long way. And I think about that every single time I write a song. So,
A story that sticks with me, is meaningful, would have to be after me and my last girlfriend had broken up and my friend had passed away. I was really down and out and depressed, and I remember being at this McDonald's, sitting at the booth, looking out at the cars driving by and thinking, like, yo, like, I want to, like, walk out in front of it. And I texted Jarad maybe, like, it was before that, though. But at the moment when I was having those thoughts, like those suicidal thoughts, he texted me. I look at my phone and it's Juice, and he just says, you know, like, stay up, brother. And just him being there for me at that moment, and him reaching out to me at that moment, it was like perfect timing. It was like God sent, and I'm just forever grateful for that, and forever grateful for you, bro.
His music, it made me realize, like, if you're going through something, whether it be a stressful situation or you got somebody, like, dependent on you for something, you don't know if you can make ends meet or something like that, like, it's always somebody else, like, in your same shoes, and you're never alone. Like, you're never alone in the sense that there's always going to be somebody there to help you. Like, whether you think so or not, you can always find somebody to help you, to try to get you through it, that wants to see you happy. And you're also not alone in the sense that, like I said before, there's always somebody going through a similar situation. And I think with his music, a lot of people could relate to the stuff he was going through and the stuff he was saying. And even me, I could relate to all that stuff too. And yeah, it was some pretty impactful stuff.
I think his impact mainly came from his ability to kind of, like, say exactly what he wanted to without any inhibitions. And you know what I'm saying, a lot of people bite their tongues, but a lot of people also associate that with, like, youthfulness. Like, kids say what the fuck they want to without thinking too much about it. It's like he kept that energy going all the way up until, you know what I'm saying. And I think everyone was inspired by that. That's the whole reason. That was just kind of like one of his larger messages. It's like, don't hold yourself back. You're the only thing holding yourself back. It's like,
I think his music impacted other people across the world in different ways. Like, I feel like it impacted artists around the world to make them want to lay out their feelings more so on the song. I feel like everybody wanted to be real tough on songs, honestly, and not really lay out their feelings. And I feel like he made people want to show that side of them, number one, into the fans. I feel like he made everybody around the world, everybody just wanted to more so cope with their issues and understand, like, it's people out here going through that same type of thing. You're not the only one out here not going through that. It's a lot of people going through them same type of issues, and I feel like he was just the voice for everybody to see, like, you can get through it at the end of the day. You can be a light at the end of the tunnel or whatever dark road you're going through, honestly.
he was never ever afraid to say what was on his mind, anything that's on his mind. Watching him develop from freestyling on the phone to blowing up, expressing himself through songs, like Lucid Dreams. Like, a lot of people aren't comfortable with saying anything that they feel. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that he always did. He always made sure that I did as well as in my music.
It's good vibes, great energy. Jared's a very inspiring person. He's a very genuine person. And I think the youthfulness of him is kind of like what inspired everyone else to show them that, like, even though the position that you came from is like that kid at school that didn't necessarily value like academics or going to college, like he really believed in himself at a very young age and like went all into it. Some people would like try to say like he was just a matter of good luck, but it's like, oh, luck may play a little bit of part in it, but nah, I feel like it's more so like manifestation. Like it's not luck. Like when you believe in yourself and you really start to like invest in yourself, you know what I'm saying? You don't need no luck for that. Like that's God. That's a gift of God. You know what I'm saying? Manifest, like believe, like shit, literally like fruition, manifestation. Like he did it. I watched with my own eyes. Everybody, whole world watched with their own eyes. You know what I'm saying? He went up quick as hell.
I think the most important thing that I learned from Jarad that we talked about would have to be with God, and that relationship with God, having a relationship with Him and knowing that He is good, and knowing that whatever you're going through, that He's in your corner, that if you have God on your side, nothing's really ever impossible, and you're taken care of, and there's no need to worry. So more on the spiritual aspect, I believe it's, having that relationship with your higher power and knowing that you're important, you matter, and, your anxiety or your depression does not define you. I would have to say those are the biggest things, and to stay away from drugs.
I plan to keep his legacy alive through my music by continuing to give out the message to the youth that you can do whatever the hell you want to do in this life.
I mean, that's good.
Nobody will ever stop you as long as you just stay loyal to yourself, stay humble, and stay loving. I really love what he stood for, 999, just spreading love all the way around. I feel like that was a flawless message to the youth, and I feel like that's why he touched so many people. So, yeah, so I'm going to keep his legacy alive.
And the way I feel like Juice passed and affected the world, I feel like it took their, like, I don't know how to word this, like it took like they helping hand from their life, I want to say. Like his music that he would drop and the topics he talked about, like I said, like even though them songs gonna be here forever, like he gone, and that fuck with people because he was they way out. Like the deep dark pits they was in, he was they helping hand and lifting them up out of that. So I feel like now the helping hand gone, I feel like it hurt. For sure. For everybody.
How do I plan to continue his legacy? I mean, it's 999 till I die, really. A tattoo wouldn't be enough. Graduating from college wouldn't be enough. Continuing his legacy for me is incorporating his art into the art that I soon intend on producing for the world. I'm an art major. I plan on becoming a professional artist, a fine artist at a certain point in time. And my specialization at the moment, what I'm most interested in is installation art. So I definitely want to get into like set design and figure out if there's a way in which I could like commemorate his passing. I feel, legends never die. So it's like, Juice WRLD is going to be who he is for probably the next few centuries. I ain't going to hold you. If not just a century, you know what I'm saying? Philanthropic work also, like what his mother and his team put together regarding his drug rehabilitation service, things like that, making sure that the message always spreads, and to make sure that the idea of youthfulness and not holding yourself back and being a free spirit, making sure that other kids and the youth embody that genuinely, making sure that that message stays alive, and understanding that that message was embodied by someone like Jarad, because someone like Jarad is someone like anybody else. That's what I'm saying. Like he was very much so an average Joe with talents just like everybody else. Everybody got a hidden talent. You know what I'm saying?
I think with his music, he had a lot of fun making it, and he knew the voice he had, not only as a celebrity and an artist, but to his friends and his family. And I think that with continuing his legacy, we should all just try to find something we care about as much as he cared about his music and impacting people in a positive way. And I think we should all do the same and try to like leave a lasting impact on people's lives that's positive and helps them get through whatever they're going through. But at the same time, it's something that they can learn from. It's something that they can understand that they're not the only ones going through stuff. And yeah, it's not always the end. There's always like a way out. You just gotta look for it. You gotta find help. You can't give up. I love that kid to the moon and back, and I miss him like every day. But I know I'm not gonna see him again until it's my day, and I'm patient. I can wait, but I just wish I could see him one more time, have one more good time with him. But until then, it's 999 for life.
We miss you, Jarad, bro. 999 forever.
Mr. Juice 999 for you. This shit never stopping.
We miss you, Juice. Long live Juice. Juice the planet.
Bitch. It's Juice the Kid, boy. Should we get a naked session in? Nah.